particular integral, we have earlier obtained the complementary function, and the particular integral could be obtained by using the complete equation, which was this equation, and this we have used to find particular integral like this, where phi is the phase difference. Okay, so what happens is during conduction of diodes, the current starts to grow, and it flows through the inductor and the resistance. So what the induced EMF which appears around the inductor, it actually opposes the growth of the current, and then after, the current is lagging behind the applied EMF voltage. So this is the phi angle, which is the phase difference basically between the applied voltage and the current. Okay, so this is phi, and we have done it like this is basically omega, the phase angle between L and I. This we could have we have done in the earlier classes also, the impedance triangle concept which we have done. So the LR circuit basically. So this is what is obtained there also. So the diode current would be basically given by the solution, the complementary function, plus the particular integral. So this is the complementary function, this, and the particular integral, this is what we have. So now we are going to find the value of A, because we need to find the complete solution of I. So for you to find the value of A, we are applying some boundary conditions, initial conditions, like at t is equal to 0, I must be equal to 0. So we have just filled the value of I as 0 when we have put t as 0. So everywhere we are putting t as 0, and here you can also see that minus phi is left here, and also e raised to power 0 is 1. So there's nothing in here written here. So we have overall A minus Em upon root L square plus omega square L square sine phi. So this is what we have with us. So this part is equal to 0. So A value is equal to this value. So A is equal to Em upon root RL square plus omega square L square under root sine phi. So to find, we were finding the complete solution. So we will fill this value of A in this equation, and I will have Em upon root R square L square plus omega square L square, because this part is common in both functions. So this part I am taking common, and I am left with this exponential function along with this sine phi. And here because this part has been taken out common, so this part is left only. So I have complete solution I as this equation 2.16. So here you can see that the first term basically that is exponential in nature, and the second term is sinusoidal in nature. So the first term would be always positive, and the second term would decrease slowly. Okay, so we are now going to find where the value of I approaches to 0 and at which angle. So angle is basically omega t. So we are now finding out the values of omega t. So for that particular thing, we have donated theta 2 as omega t as the cutoff angle, and the only thing we have filled is omega 2 as theta 2 at and at that angle I is equal to 0. So I have told you we are going to find the values of omega t's where I is 0. Okay, so we have filled as 0, and all the rest wherever we had omega t, we are filling it theta 2. So this is what we have with us, because this term is positive always. So it means this term would be equal to 0. So here the expansion is written here like sine A minus B is expanded to sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So this is what is written here. Plus exponential of this function and sine phi is equal to 0. And from these both of the part, theta 2 function is kept here, like this part is kept here, and these other parts are written on the right hand side. and from that we have because we need to calculate the value of phi also. So this is what we have written like this. We have basically converted to a simpler equation by using the chord function. So when we are using, because the sine tan phi was equal to omega L upon RL, okay, so it means cot phi would be equal to RL upon omega L. So this is also cot phi and this is also cot phi. Okay, so we are basically eliminating the phi's. Okay, so that is why we have kept the phi values over one side. So because this part is equal to this part now, so it means RL by omega L is equal to cos theta 2 minus exponential of minus RL theta 2 upon omega L by sin theta 2. Okay, so we need to find the values of I have told you omega L we need to find. So omega L is nothing but theta 2. Okay, so once the values of RL and omega L, once the values of these are known, so from that we can easily, because RL is with us, L is with us, here also RL, L, omega is with us. So when this part is known, theta 2 could be determined. Okay, so this basically this graph is plotted here for the different values of omega L upon RL. Suppose we have inductance is equal to 0. At only that point omega L upon RL will be 0. So this is the case of simple half wave rectifier. Okay, so when we are increasing the value of L, increasing the value of inductance, so basically what happens is this shorter pulse actually elongates to a much larger angle. Okay, so you can see that the same thing has been extended up to 270 degree, even more. Okay, so we are actually kind of smoothening this curve. Okay, so at more values of L, because you can see that denominator if denominator is same, only the numerator is rising. This is by 4-fold rise, this is we have 10-fold rise with us. So if L is omega L upon RL is 10, then you can see it can even approach more than 360 degree. Okay, so this is what is the basic principle of the series inductor filter. Apart from that, the average value of direct current, this could be calculated by averaging the current. We have done it in the half wave rectifier or in the full wave rectifier also. So we have done this, and the value of IDC which comes out to be this. So from that we can have EDC. Okay, so EDC we can find from IDC, multiply it by RL, which is the load resistance. So this is what we have with us, and from that we have calculated the efficiency, like how much DC has been produced from the AC. So this was the maximum value of AC and this is the maximum value of DC. So we have just divided both terms, like output upon input into 100 we have done, and we can see that when theta 2 approaches to 360, because cos 360 we are going to write cos 2 pi is 1. Okay, so at that time efficiency is 0. So in other words we can say that the I approaches to DC, output voltage as well as the current, they are very very small, they approach 0. So when we have the smaller values of R, you can see that theta 2 is approaching to 180 degree.